Hi everybody, welcome back to the bench. I am Doofuss, and this is the MP11 build. In the last video, we did bag 4 of this kit. On this one, we'll do bag 5. It looks like the front end. We did the rear end in the last one. Yeah, let's just jump right in and see what it looks like. I have heard that this can be challenging. Some of my friends here at the track have built these and told me that I'm going to have some fun here. So we'll see how this goes. It might be, you know, standard Doofuss fare, making a lot of mistakes. We have arms, hinge pin blocks, caster blocks. It's like that's the spindle carrier. Got a number of bearings and spacers, it looks like. Some other things we'll get into. Let's set these down here for now, and then I'll sort them onto my... Okay, so we have hexes for the hubs. Hexes. Lots of bearings. These are going to be our wheel bearings, I guess. Where's the fourth one? Did I let it roll away? I'm not sure what these blue things are for. I guess we'll figure that out too. Carrier. Why is there only one hub and one carrier here? Maybe I'm missing it. Outdrive. Pins for CVDs. We won't need the staple. Looks like there's a washer here. Washer. Oh, there's my other bearing. Wheel nuts. Nice Kyosho branded wheel nuts. These are actually pretty nice. A nice little cup to them, and some teeth on the back so they don't come undone. I'm gonna guess these are hub spacers. We'll see how that goes. Not sure what that is, or that, or that. I'm gonna guess these are steering plates for the spindle carriers. See what else we got. It's another caster block and the spindle carrier. A lot of hardware. Put that out on my sheet here. Front bumper. And a shock tower. That's nice. Very nice. Some more hardware, hinge pins, sway bar, link ends. Make sure these bags are empty before you throw them away. Last is a hinge pin brace. All right, let's dig in and see how we do this. Like I said, I've heard that this can be challenging, so it could be interesting. Looks like the first thing we're going to do is put the front gearbox rear block on. We'll say it like that, huh? Looks like these get the FRB pills. So let's grab those. FRB. So FRs are all across the top. No, these are FF on this side. So FRs are here on the top. We want the Bs. So let's go with B. And oops, which block is this? This is the Not this one. Or is it? I cannot tell. It looks different. Ah, it's this one. Okay. And the pills go in this way. So if we're looking at the hinge pin brace, the pills will be facing out. That dot goes up and out. Same thing on this one. So it should look like that one done. Your B's are over here and dots are up and out. Okay. Then we just need to put that onto the back of the gearbox, with which screws looks like a cap head or button head rather, 12 mil. So this one, and it's got a 2mm hex head. And the other screw just a moment ago, I got a text from somebody, some rando, right? Some scammy call, maybe? I don't know. But they said, hey, do you want to learn how to run for office? I'm like, you guys are nuts. So, but I guess the question is, should I run for office? What a joke. Could you imagine? All right, get that tightened down. Nice. Okay. From here, what's next? Looks like we do arms next. Let's cut those off of the mold sprue. And I'll do a little shave again just to make sure that I'm not going to run into any trouble with bind. I don't think we will, because on the back there's plenty of space. In fact, yeah, I'll just leave it, see what happens. YOLO. Okay. So it looks like from here we're going to go hinge pins, washers. They get only a washer in the back, it looks like this time. It's a little bit different. Okay, so hinge pin. Excuse me. Washer goes on. It looks like they only have you put a washer toward the back on this side, not on the front. But I don't quite understand why. I guess we'll figure that out. So a washer on the back. Maybe we add it later. Maybe. Oh my. Those do not want to stay in there. I guess that's a good thing. There's not a lot of bind in the pills for the hinge pin, but it also doesn't hold together for us. Okay. Next we need this block. And which spacers go here? FF. The A looks like it goes upside down. FF. FF. A. And right? Yeah, and it looks like they show the A upside down. And the dot which way? Outside. Okay. So that's A upside down and dot down and out. I'm going to go ahead and put a washer on the front because we did on the rear end, and they gave me the washers, and it's just not there in the manual. I wonder, is there a correction in the... No, correction. I'm going to put them on. We'll see if that's a problem later, I guess. Maybe if they don't fit, we won't have to worry about it. Oh yeah, they don't fit. So that's for something else, I guess. Okay. Kyosho, you confuse me. Alright. Then I guess we need to screw this hinge pin brace on as well. There's a lot of play between the two without that washer in place. I find that strange. Okay. What screws do we put on the front? 3 by 15. 15. It's not fit. It's a 17. Button head. There we go. This one and this one. 2mm hex. And it just gets these two. Like that. Okay. All right. So that's arms. What comes next? Oh my. Droop screws. Yeah, almost forget droop screws. All right. Which ones are droop screws? There's one. There's two. So same as the rear, I'll put the driver through and the droop screw on the end of it, and then press into the hole, and it turns in counterclockwise. And I'll just bring it all the way through for now, and we'll adjust droop at the end. Same thing with this one. I'll put my driver through. Just turn it counterclockwise. Okay. Droop screws. What else do they have us do? That's it for this, looks like. Okay. Next is shock tower. Lose my bumper. Shock tower. And we're going to put standoffs on. We need a 22mm cap head screw. So that's the one. Yep, these two. And we're going to need standoffs. We're going to need some thread lock. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe these don't need thread lock. But I'm gonna put it anyway. Because thread's in the middle. That's how we roll. Metal on metal gets Loctite. Always. I just run it in. Napkin. Wipe off the excess. And we can put those on and we get the center hole, looks like. Mm-hmm. 2.5. I love when these standoffs thread and then they have flats on them and an insert for the shock tower, so you don't need to have a wrench or anything on this side because the shock tower does all the work. Nice and tight. Wipe off the excess. Okay, what's next? Okay, next we're going to do rods. Looks like we have different ends for both. Which ones do we use here? Looks like we use the straight ones. Straight, these. I wonder when you use these. Okay. EC. One end is threaded reverse, and the other one is right-handed. Let me find my wrench. We can wind this on. Is this way? Yeah. And what's the distance between these? 8 millimeters. Oopsie. 8 millimeters. Oh my goodness. All right, let's measure that. See how we did. 8 mil. Oh, that's not even close. That's a mess. All right, that one needs to come out. This side needs to come back out, and then the other side needs to get driven back in. Like that. Yeah, let's see what the distance is now. 10. This could get a little challenging. Let me find a camber link wrench. Yeah. 8 millimeters. That's still 10. Is that 8? That's like 9. Wait, how thick is my wrench? I might just tighten it down on my wrench. How about that? No, that's like 5, 6. Close. No cigar. I mean, that's like 7. That'll do for now. Or which way does this turn? No, it's the other way. Yeah. Yeah, that should do 8. Yeah, close. We'll adjust it once it's on the car. The other one. And we'll use my camber wrench again. Seems like the way to go. This one is left-handed thread. I think. Yeah. Let's get it started with my hand. And I'll do the other side. And we'll do this side and tighten it down almost. And we're looking for 8 millimeters again. Yeah, pretty good. Let's put the ball ends in those. Looks like each side gets a one with a ball end with a hex on it. Yeah. Yeah. I guess they should both face the same direction. Yeah. Oh, that does not want to go on. There we go. Now we said they should face the same direction. Let's do that. Yep. And where's my last one? There. Okay. Next. Did I use the wrong ones? I may have. Looks like I was supposed to use these two and these two. Are these the same? These are not the same. All right. We screwed up already. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry about that. Let's see. How do we get this to pop back out? Well, that sucks. Guess that's what I get for not paying attention. Which way does this go? So the long links, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Ay, ay. I don't care for the way they do these things. It's not, I mess up a lot. Okay. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Alrighty. We get the right end on now. Nope. Facing the wrong direction. One of these days, I will figure life out. One day. Don't hold out hope. I'll probably never figure it out. All right. All right, no. Tell you what, I can pop this ball end out and then... No, the other way. That'll make it easier to work this and back off. Oops. Oops. All right. Now we got the right end. All right. Ball end. Right. Do it right the first time so you don't have to rework. I'm wasting everybody's time. Sorry. All right. Now we got those done. Next, we're going to go and put them on the shock tower. It looks like we're going to go inside middle hole on the shock tower. Which end goes inside? It looks like the longer end goes inside. We will put some Loctite on these guys. Yeah, maybe the other one. Okay. And for screws, we will use which? 3x12 cap head. Is that this one? Looks like it. And does it have a 2.5mm X on it? And we said we're going to put the long end of the link inside. Like so. All right, and then the ball end is threaded and it's got flats on it, so it just turns into the shock tower, so you don't have to hold it with a wrench on the other side. It's very nice. Longer end. Okay. I wonder if that's the right screw, because it doesn't come all the way through that. But it does show it's an M3x12. I don't know. Let me see if I can get some of this excess thread lock out. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. So that's that done. Next, we'll jump to the next page. Looks like we're going to put the shock tower on the gearbox with some more 3x12s, but they're button heads. 3x12s. How many? 4 of them, right? Yes. 4. Let's see, do we have another set of 2? 1, 2. Oh. Do I have the wrong size? Wait. That's 15. 15. That one's 15. No, this one's 12. No, what? Struggling. That one's 15. That one's 15. This one is what, 20? 17. 17. Well, are we... What did we do here? Did I lose some screws? 3x12. There should be 4 of them. These are 3x12s for sure. Where are the other 3x12s? I think those are 15, that's 17. 3x12. There should be 4. We have 2. Am I missing some somewhere else? No. Maybe I'm measuring them wrong. That's like 17, 17, 17, 17, 20, so like 12. But where are the other 2 12s? 3x12, 3x12. It says 4 3x12s. What am I missing? Did I lose a screw somewhere? Or was that a 12? These are 12s, I bet you. and I'm dumb. Maybe, and these don't need to be 12s. It does say it's 3 by 12. Cap head. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. What did I do wrong? Well, tell you what. I can start this on. Let's see if I can track down that screw. Yeah. All right. Is this perhaps a thing on the addendum? No. Page 23 has a correction. Well, it was the last page. And that was around that 8 millimeters. It should be 10. Okay. All right. Let's just go ahead and put what we have in here, and then see what I can find for another screw. Come on, bite. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, it says I should have 4 of these screws, and I can only find 2, so I'm going to just put the 2 I have here for now, and then when I get close to the end of this bag, I should know which screws I can put there, but those 2 will hold it for now. All right, so that's putting the shock tower on. Looks like next we have to build the spindles. Okay, so we'll need these out drives, need these dog bones, need these pins. We'll need these CVD inserts. We'll need these pins. These will go into CVDs. And we'll need these cups. What else do we need? We'll also need some set screws. 2 for the sway bar links, 2 for the sway bar holder on the gearbox. We'll need big grub screws for the hexes. That should be it, I think, for now. We're going to need those bearings as well. Okay. So for these, you just place these inserts into the dog bone, and then the out drive just slides over. What you want to do is there's a hole through the insert in the CVD that you'll want to drive one of these pins through. So it'll go into the cup here, into the groove in the CVD, and then you try to find your hole to drive the pin all the way through. And then the silver cover goes over the whole thing to hold that pin in. Yep, like that. And we'll do the other one the same way. Insert, out drive, And then that silver cup covers the whole thing and holds it all together. Yep. From here, we'll do the carriers, it looks like. Each of the carriers looks like it gets one of these arms. Now, which direction do they go? They must only go this way. Or this way? Which way? Which way? So if this one, let's go this way. Okay, and then what size screws go there? 3x8. 3x8. That should be 4. 1, 2. No. Let's see. These are maybe 3x8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These are 2.0. This is metal and metal, so thread lock. These are metal. Put some thread lock in your in the holes here. Yeah. And then we said our plate goes like that, right? Yeah. No, other way. This way. This way. Dang it. That is too long. That's better, but it's. They tell you to use 3x8s. This is what? 3x6. I don't really understand. Because if it's 3x8 it just runs out, it's too long. But maybe that's okay. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. You see, when I drive it through, it sticks out the back there. Which seems like it's too long, but maybe it's not. All right, you know, crank these down pretty good. There's thread lock in there, so that should hold them. Let's clean those off. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. Oops. Dab up some of that excess. Yeah. Okay. Next, we'll put our carriers, our dog bones outdrives through a bearing. then through the spindle carrier. No, not quite. Oh, there's a spacer that goes around the bearing. Ah. So, I guess this guy. Does that fit in here? Yeah. And then the bearing will sit in there. Yes. Yeah. That's how that goes. Yeah. So that sits in there. I wonder if it's all the way in. No. Not quite. Now it is. So it should press all the way flush. Now we'll come back and I guess put another one of these spacers. Yeah. On the outside. Spindle carrier go. Then the bearing will set in there. It appears. Yeah. Where did our hexes go? There's one. So same thing is on the rear. Some of these holes are threaded for a set screw and some of them are not. Do we have shims? Yeah, let's put a shim. They give them to us, let's use them. So a shim on the out drive. Then our hex. And go through the non-threaded hole. And then from here, it's one of these set screws goes in the end of the hub. It will get some Loctite. Oh, is that a 2 mil? Oh, this is the wrong size. Use the 2.5. The M4 grub screw here. All right. Shorter wrench. That's nice and tight. And then we'll run a set screw in the side. Which I still don't understand. But I can follow instructions, kind of. I will get somebody to explain this to me in the not too distant future. I'm guessing that the idea here is to have a set screw holding the hex on in case this pin slides out. I'm not really sure. But that's one spindle built. Do the next. So bearing spacer goes in. Either side. And a bearing either side. Be sure to press it in. Oopsie. Does not want to go. Is it askew? No. That won't fit. There we go. Bearing, spacer, bearing. Drive. Shim. Hex. Non-threaded hole. Where's my M4 grub? Little thread lock. Nice and tight. Let's put a grub screw. Grub screw. They say do not over tighten these. I guess it's just there to hold a little bit. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I'll find out and I'll get back. All right. So spindle's built. It does look like these short screws. Where did the other one go? So these little 5mm M3 screws here to go into that hole, but I'm not sure why. Oh, it's like it'll lock this in. Why am I missing one of those screws? I did not use it on any of these. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. It's just standing up on edge. Okay, so these little screws are what, 2mm hexes. A little bit of Loctite. And they go in there. And I guess they hold that screw from coming loose? No. What does that screw? Oh, is it maybe just it's to keep it from turning too far as a limit screw, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's a limit screw. Like it's gonna limit the throw on steering. So you'd back it out if you wanted to shorten your throw. I'm guessing. We'll see as we put it together. Okay. It looks like that's everything for the spindles. So we can move on to page 25. It looks like from here we're going to put the spindles into the carriers. Let's start with this left one because that's kind of what the picture looks like. So it looks like we have to do some crazy stuff here. Little plastic inserts maybe that are molded to fit the top and bottom here. Where would I find those? Is that these pins? No. I will use these pins, but they go through that. Oh, here they are. These are these are not plastic, are they? Yeah, these are metal. Okay, so these will come into the carriers. Yeah. On both sides. They're like bushings. They're not like bushings. They are bushings. Like bushings. They are bushings. Yeah. Um, and then a washer. Ah, so that's where this washer comes in. I see, I see. So washer, that'll sit on top of this. Uh, so with this spindle carrier, this is RR. Which way does that go? This way. Yeah? Yeah, and let me put that washer. And then one of these pins presses there, and it should get a set screw. Yeah. And the bottom looks like it gets this. What does that go up into? Okay, that goes through to there. Is that keyed in any way? Yes. So there's a flat here that's going to want to face the hole here. And then we need some set screws for here. So let's see, there's 1, 2, I should have 4. So it's 3, 4. These are metal on metal. Set screws are 2.5 or 2.0. I think those are 2.0. Oh. And so these should find the flat on the pin and lock that pin in. And you want to tighten these down pretty good. You don't want these to come out without your permission. Right? It's pretty tight. Wipe off the excess. And it looks like we have a spindle built. Nice. Okay. Or spindle carrier built. And I could have done without that. Yeah, we lost that bushing. The things that are like bushings. Washer goes on top. Tries to go on top. And then this pin will drop through. Grab my washer and the hole. Yeah. And then where's the other pin for the bottom part? Ah, here my locked. Same thing. The flat is going to face the grub screw hole. Let's put a little thread lock here. All right. rub screws. Oops. I'll work with me screw. Let's make sure the flat is going to line up. Yeah, there's a flat on the top part of this, so you get a pretty good sense of whether or not you're in the right spot. Same thing on the other side. And these have flats and a nice little marker, so you can see from from above where the flat is on the pin. Very nice. What's next? It looks like we're gonna basically build the rest of the front end from here. Yeah. I'm still not sure what all these screws are for. Like I said, I need to sort out which ones of these is gonna hold our shock tower on. I'm gonna guess these are into the chassis. Set screws for everything else. These little tiny screws are for the sway bar holder. We do have a set screw for the little sway bar retainer thingy. I'm not sure what you call this. But it's like it goes on the sway bar and it kind of holds the middle of the sway bar for you. And it'll nest into the gearbox. Okay. Okay, so it looks like here we'll put the spindles in. So this is our right. We're going to need a hinge pin and a nut. Hinge pin and a nut. There's only one way this can go on. I'd imagine the flat from the hinge pin needs to face the front of the car. No, actually, the nut faces the front of the car. Okay. And then what kind of spacing goes in between the carrier and the arm? Nothing. I'm not sure how that could be, but maybe. Oh yeah, no, it says 3 by 7 by 2 millimeters on the rear side and 1 millimeter on the front side. So where are those spacers? Did we get those in another bag? Because these are not 2 millimeters. I'm not sure what those are for yet. Oh, are these the spacers? Metal ones. Ah, okay. So, rear, and then we said 2 millimeters in the rear. And 1 in the front. Let's see if I can get that right there. Take these. These are nice metal spacers for the hinge pins. I'm used to plastic spacers in techno kits. I don't know which one's better than the other, but metal is always more durable than plastic. And I tend to replace my spacers and my technos with metal washers instead of plastic spacers. So kind of nice that they used metal spacers here. Nice. And then it looks like we're going to put the camber link in the middle. With what kind of a screw? M3 by 20, that is M3 by 12. And it goes in the middle hole. We previously put Loctite in these, so you shouldn't have to apply anymore. Nice. A little bit closer to a front end. Same thing here, we'll go. Now, I built it wrong, huh? I put the flat for the thing toward the front. Oh well. Too bad, so sad, I'm not fixing it. Right. So we said thick spacer in the front, thin spacer in the back. Go. Yeah. Back that out so I can put my other spacer there. Oh my. Where'd it go? So putting this spacer in is a little bit of a challenge. I get it? Yeah. Not. Pliers. And make sure your dog bone sits in the cup. And you'll need that. And 3 by 12. Nice. All right, that's next. Jump up to this page. Looks like it needs parts from bags 1, 4, and 5. So I'm going to guess that some of this stuff over here, some links. Yeah. We'll probably need that chassis brace for something. Probably need those body clips for something. We're definitely going to need these sway bar links, and we're definitely going to need these sway bar holder cover things. What other parts do we really think we're going to need? Probably these ends. Yeah, Let's go. So we'll put. We said I was just going to press these on with the table. Yeah. And the other side gets the sway bar ball end. And both of those will get a set screw, some thread lock. Next we're going to put those sway bar links in to get 3x18mm screws. That is a 3x18. That is a 1.5mm driver. This is a 2. Sway bar links. And then this should face the front of the car. There you go. In the front, these screws don't bother me so much because they're on the back end of the arm. On the back, I'm afraid these screws are going to take a beating from nails and stuff like that on pipes. But we'll see. We shall see. Did anybody watch the Peach State Classic over the weekend? Looked like a pretty fun race. I always like to see Mr. Lance announcing. All right, so that's sway bar links in. Next, we'll put that centerpiece on the sway bar, which I already did, and then we'll place the sway bar. So like I said, the sway bar, I'll show you, has this centerpiece that locks into the gearbox, and that keeps the whole thing centered left to right. Kind of nice. I don't know how often your sway bar actually walks around, but you know, sure it does some. We'll need to put the covers on the top, which we struggled with last go. Let's see if I can do a better job of it this time. No, not so far. Need my screws to bite into the plastic. Let's go. Yeah, just light 2 fingers tight on these. They will strip out very easily. All right. the last thing we'll do to these is give them a little set screw in the front that you use, I guess, to dial in bind for your sway bars. Just run it until it meets resistance and then back it out a quarter of a turn or something. I think this is going to be like a tuning option for down the road. I want those to be free, yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay. What do we do next? We put the bumper on and then put the front end on the car. All right. Where'd my bumper go? Here. I still don't quite understand what these plastic inserts are for. I'm going to have to figure that one out. Oopsie. Yeah, so bumper. Oh, we can just slide the bumper on the nose. That's keyed with that little plastic piece. That sits in there nice. Then we just need to put the front end on the car. If it'll fit. Yeah. Totally. And then we run 18s in the front, 15s in the back. Right. Oopsie. Oh, the bumper fell off. That's not fun. Okay. Let's make sure everything lines up, fits on there nice. Yeah, no. What did I do? It's like these things like to bind unless you get it just right. Set it on there just right first. Man. And I need to put my bumper on anyway. Hey, where did my bumper go? There. Keys into the nose. Where? Oh, those. Oh. The bumper is supposed to be held on with these screws. They're supposed to go through the bumper and then into the gearbox. Jeez. So like that. Then down. It looks like the trick is to do the fronts first. Nice. Take these guys down. right. And steering clears. Man, this is really starting to look like a car now. Why is there some bind right there? Why? No, it doesn't. It only exists if I... It's like there's some bind right in the middle from the sway bar. But only when I let one side down without touching this other one. So it's like I can lower it, and like right there it kind of binds up and then freeze. You can see it. Does it do both sides? No. Maybe there's something wrong with the other side. Yeah. It's that bind right there. These are nice and free. Hi. I don't know. Let's see if that runs in. Okay, so that's the front end on. Then the next, I think we're going to get into the whole steering assembly, all of this goodness. I'm going to leave this one right here. And then the next one, we'll get into bag number 6. It's actually number 3, 4, and 6. We're going to need parts from in each of these. But yeah, we'll get into bag number 6 here in the next one. This thing's really starting to look like a car now. What's everybody thinking so far? Looking good? Feeling good? Yeah, pretty nice. All right, so keep an eye out for the next video. We'll do bag 6, and we'll get a little bit closer to getting this build done. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next.